The barrel of a 1 ml sterile syringe is kept vertical as the reservoir, which is connected to a 0.5 mm silicone tube through a syringe adapter. The tube was secured around the motor of a peristaltic pump with the range of flow velocity from 0.1 to 1 milliliter per minute and anchored on a continuous flow chip PCR slide. Another 0.5 mm tube was connected to the output of the slide and was positioned slightly below the surface of cell suspension back in the reservoir to avoid air bubbles and unnecessary turbulence. Five million melanoma cells were suspended in 1.5 milliliter medium before adding into the flow system reservoir. After cells were circulating through the whole system, nanolipase 7 was added directly to the reservoir without mixing. Cells in nanolipase 7 were allowed to interact for 1.5 hours in the flow system before collecting cells. Cell debris and excess nanolipase 7 were removed by centrifugation at 1500 rpm for 5 minutes at 4 degrees Celsius. Empty liposomes were used in the same manner as the control. After the 1.5 hours, cells were stained with 0.4% trypan blue to distinguish between live and dead cells. The cells were then examined under a microscope, and the number of surviving cells not stained blue were determined. At the end of our experiment, we determined that 108 times 10 to the 4th cancer cells survived with the empty liposome treatment, and 42 times 10 to the 4th cancer cells survived during the nanolipase 7 treatment. The CTC, or circulating tumor cell, survival rate is calculated by multiplying the final CTC count by 2, as the cells are diluted twice, multiplying by the volume, and then dividing by the original CTC count. After using the aforementioned calculations, it was determined that the nanolipase 7 treatment resulted in a higher percentage of dead CTCs. Figure C shows that there is a steady decrease in CTC survival, and only approximately 40% were alive after 3 hours. Based on this observation, 1.5 hours was selected as the time point for all future experimentation, leaving approximately 60% of cells alive. Figure A shows the survival rates of CTCs as opposed to those of the control in the in vitro flow system, treated with nanolipase 7 for 1.5 hours at room temperature.